Today we're going to be talking about what do we mean when we say, do you have a trademark, and why are trademarks so important? My name is Brianna Robertson. I am the managing attorney at the law office of Brianna C. Robertson that is based out in Dallas, Texas, where we specialize in legally protecting your business and also criminal defense law. All right, so let's get into the topic today let's start with question number one. What do we mean when we ask, do you have a trademark? Well, if you have a brand that you've marketed and put out there, then guess what? You have a trademark. A trademark is simply whatever branding or whatever mark that you have that lets people know who you are, where they associate it with like that business. So for example, when you think Golden Arches, you think McDonald's. You think the, check sign, you think Nike. You see the three stripes, you think Adidas. When you see these things, we see the little purple bell, you think Taco Bell. These are all marks that when you see them, you automatically know like where that brand is, what business that goes to, what they sell, and the whole 9 yards. That is a trademark. So if you have a brand, then you have a trademark. So when people ask you, do I have a trademark? What they're really asking is your mark registered with the USPTO, which is short for the United States Patent and Trademark Office? That is what they mean when they say, do you have a trademark? They're really asking is your brand or is your mark registered? Okay, and by having that registered trademark, that's when you see that R with the circle around it. That means that mark is registered with the USPTO office. And let me tell you, if you have a brand and it's not registered, you need it to be registered. And let me tell you why. So when your brand is registered with the USPTO office, what that does is it puts the whole nation on notice that that brand is being used and can't be used by anybody else for that same purpose. Because the USPTO database of registered marks is a public database that anybody can go into and look up the brand and see that it's already being used. So if it's registered, that means that nobody else can use it. It's kind of a way to make sure that only one person is using, it's not make sure they're not stealing your brand or your identity. So that is the purpose of registering your trademark and why you want it. Because if you're going to be putting in all of this money, effort, sweat and tears in building a brand, why would you want somebody else to go and profit off of all your hard work? You don't. Which is why you go and register it with the trademark office. So that way nobody else can, prosper and, profit off of all of your hard creative work. So this is why we always say that you need to go and register your brand, with the trademark office. The other thing with that is that if somebody were to copy your brand, you now have legal grounds to send what's called a cease and desist letter, which pretty much lets them know like, hey, you need to stop using this brand. You need to go rebrand. And, it could also be grounds for them to collect damages if you profited off of using somebody's brand. Because essentially it's kind of like theft. If you're profiting off of using somebody's brand, you're still essentially stealing their profits. So they can ask for those damages to be paid back and require you to go and change your whole brand or shut your business down because of that. The other good thing about when you have a registered trademark, when you start seeing people like on Instagram or Facebook or things like that are trying to copy your brand for the same thing, all the social media websites, they recognize trademarks and they will, shut those pages down. So they're just like a really powerful tool to make sure that your branding stays yours. So that way nobody is confusing your brand with somebody else's brand. If you don't have a trademark, then it is possible and all you have is an LLC or a DBA, which doesn't really protect anything. If that's all you have, somebody else in a different state can open up the same business as you, and you really can't do too much about it because you didn't register your mark as a registered trademark. With the LLC, all you're doing is you're protecting your business in the state that your LLC is registered in. Whereas a trademark, it protects your brand nationwide, which is why they are so, so important. And this is why we say that if you have a brand, if you're trying to build a brand, you need to make sure that you get a registered trademark just because you needed to make sure that nobody else is copying off your brand. And if you ever plan to scale or to enterprise and have it, take your business large, you're going to need a trademark, because you're not going to be able to scale, without one, because you can't scale when everybody else is able to take your brand. So this is why we say, like, getting a trademark is important. When we say get a trademark, we mean you need to go get it registered with a trademark office. My law office, we do help register trademarks across the nation, where we do the background research to, one, make sure you're not infringing on somebody else's brand and the brand you're trying to come up with isn't already taken. And two, we, help file your trademark, walk you through the whole process, respond to office actions and things, which are things I will explain in a different video. I did forget to mention in this video, however, things that you can get trademarked is anything that's like branding. So like your name, your logo, names of podcasts, names of blogs. You can get, like, if you have a product line, those can be trademarked as well. So those are just a few examples of things that can be trademarked. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please click the like button down below. Subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can stay notified whenever we drop more legal news for you. And I thank you guys for watching. Have a great